Hi everybody, I feel like being spontaneous, so I'm going to cut myself some bangs in just a few little layers. I'm going to start out with just a little bit of cutting, hopefully not go too far, and see how this turns out. My hair is pretty straight right now. It's kind of the end of the week and I've just been brushing it out. And I've just selected a section of bangs. I didn't take this thinnest part of my hair right here. I decided to just, go from the top and not get anything on the side. And I'm going to start by pulling this down with my head straight to my collarbone. And I see all this hair that's hanging down. And let's see if it's about the same length as the back now. Yeah. Maybe just a tiny bit shorter in the front than in the back. But what I want to do is make a little window. And so I'm going to go into the center here and just start doing that. Let's see. It's kind of odd, but I'm just doing it this way to kind of get it started. I know there's no more than one way to do this, but I don't want to have to go and memorize a special video. I just want to eye it. I know they have little tricks on YouTube and stuff, but okay. So from that window, I can then work on moving it up. So now I'm going to take the hairs in the middle that are shorter and do that again. And this time, with my head straight, pulling down to the middle of my neck. Okay. And then I'm going to create another window. Just gradually pulling this angle down. It's a little bit harder to get it on the other angle with my other hand, but it's not too bad. Okay. And then again, move these longer hairs and get with what I have in the middle. This is kind of fun. This seems to be working. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my chin and do another window. And each time I'm leaving some on the ends, I'm not cutting it all the way, and this will help it blend. Okay, and then I can pull those longer pieces out easily. And then with this section in the middle, there's not a lot of hair left, so I don't think I'm going to want to do another window, maybe. But I want it to go up. Got a little piece of the long one in there. I want it to go up to my lips this time. Yeah, so one more window. Careful not to cut too much. I'm going to accentuate this one a little bit more than the others. All right, I don't know if that's going to work quite right, but I have a feeling that it will. So if I get this all down while it's dry, you can see this is going to shrink up to probably my eyes or maybe my eyebrows if I get the diffuser and really curl it up a lot. And then these pieces here in the front that are long, I thought were already kind of layered. Maybe they're not. So I'm going to see if I need to blend that real quick. So I'm going to take this front part, side part in front of my ears and just check where these end and if I need to taper it in a little bit more. Looks like it. I'm going down at an angle and just lightly cutting there by my face. So then that'll give me a little bit more curls around my face. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this sideways. There we go. Just very gentle hand there, cutting little tiny bits as I go. There we go. I think that'll be close enough. Then to blend this, I'm going to take a little mohawk section on the top to just above my crown, not below my crown, but above, if that makes sense. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. I'm still on the top of my head, not down on the back, okay? And then with this mohawk section, I'm going to go straight up. And then I'm going to blend this together. So I'll have just a couple layers that will hang over, just getting a few loose hairs out. All right, so now I'm going to put my fingers in from the back, okay, slide straight up, okay, and this is long, and I'm slanting my fingers forward, trying to keep it from the back to the front. And you can see some of these hairs are already starting to fall out that I cut that are a little bit shorter, right here, okay? So from that point is where I want to have my fingers slanted at, and then from there I can cut back, okay? So while keeping the same angle, I can bring my hand over here and then cut this part. So the idea, I feel like I need to go up a tiny bit more. Okay. The idea then, because see, I still have one little layer right here. So I just really need to cut these ends. So the idea is to get each little section and just very lightly trim towards the back. There we go. And that'll give me just a little bit more texture on my hair. I don't have hardly any layers at all, so this is going to be very subtle, but kind of help spruce up my hair, I think. It'll be really fun to see what it looks like when it's curly. There we go. Make sure I haven't lost my angle and that my fingers are holding that tight. I'm not cutting real deep. I'm just gently going right on the top because I don't want to have any chunky layers or lose too much of my volume, my density, okay? Now, because I've done that, I'll probably notice, maybe if I part my hair, I can check and see if I need to make any adjustments on the side. This, in some parts, is very similar to my layered haircut that I put on my YouTube channel a couple years ago. But I'm just making this very subtle instead of short like I did before. I think it was about shoulder length before. Right now my hair is probably mid-back. almost to my waist. Pretty close, yeah. And so now what I'm going to do to check is take this chunk of hair on the side from my ear back and just grab that on the side. And I'm only taking hair from the top. I don't want to take too much of a section. I'm thinking about taking a little bit less from underneath so that, again, I'm not losing too much hair. Okay, and then from here, what I'm going to do is get it flat, coming out from the side of my head. And I'm holding this out at a 90-degree angle as much as I can. And then once I get to the end, I'm going to slant my fingers. And of course, it's kind of hard to get a big slant when my fingers are only so short or long and my hair is only so short. So I'm just going to kind of eye this and just cut a very little tiny bit as I come down, just like I did with the other hair. And that way it won't get too thin. I'll still have all this hair down underneath that will make it thick. And I'm only putting a slight layer in that top section of my hair. I'm going to do that as well on the other side behind my ear and on the back, just to double check. And I'm really kind of just eyeing this all. It's not really anything you need to worry too much about because I'm, you know, everything I'm doing is pretty close. Let's see. This is a little too far forward. Need to go a little farther back. All right. And then just start going out and slanting to where I can't really go down any farther. And then just give a little bit of a layering there on the ends. Now, I'm going to do the back and then I'll be done, but I just want to show you that these pieces that are just a little shorter now in the front, when I have my hair going in a back direction, that is going to make even more layers right here on the sides and in the back. So I just really don't need that many layers. It's okay if they're on the ends because the part that I did here in my face will cover the shorter parts in the back. All right, then the back of my head. Just taking kind of a small section here. It's just so fun how fast this is. And then in the next video, I'm going to show you how I trim the ends. And let's see if I can get my camera to be held up at the right angle for you here. So I'm going to do this like I did with my mohawk. But I'm just going to check and see if it's even. Looks like I have just a couple pieces there that I want to blend in. All right, awesome. So I should be able to check and I'll see that my hair feels pretty even. Ooh, I can reach the end of it right there. And then as I go down, it should get just a little bit longer. Oh, can't reach it. Let me show you. Oh, if I get one hand, then I can finish the rest. So if your hair is too long and you can't reach the end, then you hold it with one hand and then you come and finish. All right, so of course you're going to want to see how this looks all curly, but this kind of gives you an idea of a couple little layers that I got in there. And so I'll have the reveal with the curly, and then I'll also have one more way to trim the ends of your hair. Thanks for watching, everybody, and make sure you subscribe.